Thanks for joining us. We are less than 10 days from a potential strike deadline for St. Paul public school teachers. However, a meeting is underway right now where they have a chance to make a deal with the district. Negotiations are underway at the district offices. If an agreement doesn't happen, teachers have vowed to walk off the job March 11th. The union wants better wages and affordable insurance for its educators. District leaders say the biggest sticking point is money. Talks of a strike have had parents scrambling for other forms of childcare, though they also say they support their teachers.
At the end of the day, teachers need to be paid a good wage because they're teaching our children. It's our future.
I support their fight, and I support what they're trying to do.
I feel like they do a great job just like showing up for the kids.
Dr. Gothard, who announced his plans to leave St. Paul for a job in Wisconsin, says he is planning to stay through these negotiations. Turning now to a live look outside where the sun, man, it's taken us into what's expected to be an amazing weekend. John has the details from the backyard.
Well, I hope you're enjoying your beautiful sunny day again. The temperatures this morning only got down to around 40. That's why we're allowed to get into the 50s. So this afternoon, 50 degrees, 53 by 3 p.m. And we'll probably hit some 60s when you get outside of the metro. You will see winds here 3, 5, 7 p.m. that are going to be up to 20 miles per hour at times. So here are your high temperatures today. 58 in the city, 61 in Ortonville. So we could see some isolated spots that actually can make it into that 60 level. Temperatures on Saturday start at 40. Very warm start. 60s. This would smash an old record that sits at 54 degrees. We're going to go into the 60s. And how about Sunday afternoon? 70 is going to be possible. We'll take a look at that full 70 forecast coming up here in a bit.
At the latest check, the Hutchinson County, Texas smokehouse fire is now 5% contained, but winds are continuing to increase. Texas A&M Forest Service says the fire has burned more than 1 million acres. One woman whose family says that she was working as a truck driver when she was caught in the fire has died. She is at least the second person to die from this fire. President Biden has promised federal help for the people impacted. Right now, cleanup is underway after a fire tore through a Minneapolis encampment, injuring 2 people. What you're looking at is video of the fire as it broke out in the space that has now been closed. It's a story that we first brought you as breaking news yesterday at noon. City crews added fencing to this lot near 28th Street and the Phillips neighborhood of South Minneapolis. This is an encampment of largely indigenous residents. It's moved locations several times this winter. Mayor Jacob Fry says that the encampments are not safe and can't be allowed to continue. But he says that the city is partnering with Hennepin County and social services agencies to find stable housing.
We should be providing a continuum of care where we get people into shelter, and we've dramatically expanded our shelter system.
City data shows that 28 encampments remain across the city, including one that caught fire. Police are looking for the person who shot and left a man dead in North Minneapolis. Investigators say bystanders found the man in his parked car at 39th and Sheridan Avenues last night. They tried performing CPR until first responders arrived. Police are also investigating what led up to the shooting. Overseas, supporters of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny are gathering to say their last goodbyes as he's laid to rest. Navalny! 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 Navalny died suddenly in a Russian prison. Today, Russian officials announced unsanctioned gatherings were illegal and sent riot police out to the church where his funeral was held this morning. More than 1,000 people showed up anyway. Navalny's wife did not attend the funeral because of the risk. She is now continuing her late husband's work. In just 4 days, 16 states, including Minnesota, head to the polls to vote in the primary election. But there is still time to vote early. Right now, doors are open at the Minneapolis Early Vote Center, and they will stay open until 6 tonight. Then tomorrow and on Sunday, the center is open from 9 to 3. On Monday, its hours are 7 to 5. Ballot drop-off is available until 8 p.m. on Election Day. So far in Minneapolis, about 4,000 people have voted early. In the state capitol, new budget numbers are striking a debate among lawmakers about what to do with billions of surplus dollars. Here's what both sides stand.
I'm John Croman. The state's budget surplus is bigger than people thought it was just a couple of months ago. The experts are now projecting a $3.7 billion surplus for the current 2-year cycle. That compares to a $2.4 billion surplus in the November forecast. They say the better score comes from the fact that the economic outlook is better than it was, and there's more tax revenue coming in than they originally predicted. Now, mind you, that $3.7 billion figure is the prediction for how much money they'll have on hand on June 30th, 2025, if, and it's a big if, there's no new spending bills that send more money out the door, and there's no new tax bills that bring more money in.
Next week, state senators will hold a hearing on a bill that would legalize speed and red light cameras across Minnesota. The House Transportation Committee gave it the green light yesterday. Right now, Minneapolis wants to put a traffic enforcement camera pilot program in place, but needs a change in state law to do so. That comes after Minnesota's Supreme Court ruled a red light camera program in Minneapolis was illegal. In less than an hour, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will be at MSP International Airport to celebrate a $20 million expansion. He'll be joined by Deputy Secretary Polly Trottenberg and local officials and business leaders. The airport expansion will include more seating and restrooms in Terminal 1 and 2 new gates at Terminal 2. The Biden administration says this project will also modernize air travel and create construction jobs. Well, happening right now, the first bar dedicated to women's sports in Minnesota. It's holding its grand opening. A bar of their own is hosting a grand opening weekend that started just a few minutes ago. It's on 22nd and Franklin in Minnesota, where Tracy's Saloon used to be. In the Seward neighborhood, the bar isn't taking any reservations and long lines are expected. So owners ask you to please plan accordingly if you plan to celebrate with them. That's right. The KARE 11 food fight is back. Hundreds of thousands of people right here in Minnesota do not have a steady source of food, and that's why we're bringing people together to help.
So it does take a large number of team members, not just in this center, but all across the Twin Cities, all across Minnesota, all across the nation, all across the world to meet just the most basic human need.
And here's how you can get involved and make a difference. First, you'll pick a team, Team Randy, Julie, Belly, Bethel, or Reggie, and then you can scan the QR code right there on your screen, or you can text Food Fight to 763-797-7215, and we'll text you back with a link to donate. Your donations will help us raise resources and funds for this effort. Then on March 28th, here at KARE 11, we are doing a final collection day for money and food donations.